Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting Friday night excuse me, here at Gavra Racing for the V8 Supercars at the Ruapuna GP. And here joining me in the commentary box is Toby51.
Good evening, everybody. It's good to be back. Very much enjoyed the first one, so this is going to be a very exciting race. Yeah, the Ruapuna circuit is in New Zealand, and the date for today's race has been changed very slightly. Usually it would have been today's date, but it's been changed to the 19th of August. Otherwise, we would have had track temperatures of minus 1.1 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So tyres will be very difficult to warm up.
Yeah, we did have that little bit of a date change. I was kind of excited. I thought they were going to be racing in the snow tonight, you know, because these V8 supercars are not tough enough. But either way, I'm excited. This is going to be a great race around this track.
It will be, but that would have made it very interesting. Literally an ice rink. So,
yes, it really was when I gave it a try.
I can believe it. But August, I think, is only early spring over New Zealand, so maybe a bit higher track temperatures. Definitely no snow by the looks of it, but probably not particularly high temperatures.
And we already, Billy O'Connor, thanks for saying hello in the chat. Like clockwork, you are always the first one on here. We cannot thank you enough for watching the Gavra Racing streams. And we are in for, what we have 15 minutes qualifying, I believe.
It's 15 for the first session, first qualifying session, and then 5 minutes of the second qualifying session for the second race.
Nobody yet has came across. Oh, Snaker got a little bit loose coming around. If this is anything like the Clio race when I did it here, we're gonna see a lot. I believe that was turn 1 or 2, and it's a very tricky turn. I imagine it's even harder with these rear-wheel drive cars.
I don't think I've ever raced here, or driven even.
It's a brilliant track. There are a few turns that are kind of key to really getting a good time around the track. Of course, turns 1 and 2 are extremely hairy, but I believe it's turns 3, 7. Actually, there's several turns around here that are very hairy. And we have Joe Black coming into one of them right now. I believe that was turn 10. And it is kind of essential to really get that turn right to make the best time around here.
We've got some times on the board now. Which I can't. Who's ALL? I can't work out the acronym.
It's Allo Champs.
Allo Champs. Oh, okay. Yes. So he's not on the driver's standard because he couldn't race the first race or first round.
Okay. Or he may have been a late sign up, but I believe I remember seeing in the chat on our Gavra Discord channel, y'all, that there is a link to at the bottom of the Gavra Racing website to our Discord. I believe I saw in the chat that you are right. He didn't make it last week.
So Gaming VR briefly took over the lead with a 118.224, which was very swiftly beaten again by Allo Champs with a 118 pretty much dead.
Oh,
straight in there with Eavesdog.
It's a very impressive 117.5 by him. I think the competition is fixing to start really heating up around here. I guess they should have their tires about close to warm. They've got a lap or two in. Oh yeah, we're starting to see everybody's steady coming across. Marcos set a new faster time of 1:17.44.
It's definitely taken them a couple of laps to get their tyres warmed up this time.
Yeah, and we usually have a practice before to allow the guys to get used to the track and each other just a little bit. But with the mini summer league, we are throwing them right into the action. No practice for them. So for me, it's really putting kind of extra pressure on. Toby, you're also in the GT3 race with the same setups. How do you feel about not having the practice? Does it put a little bit more pressure on you?
I don't know, because the GT3 league is the first league I've raced in. So I've never done one where there's a practice session beforehand. But now that you say that, it would definitely give you that attunement to the track and just that knowledge of how the other cars around you are going to behave. Or not behave, because everybody drives very, very cleanly and courteously in Gavra League. But it would give you an idea of everybody being around you. Yeah, it would definitely help. I quite like the straight into the action, but yeah, I enjoy racing, so any time on track is a bonus.
Oh, it definitely is. How is ID4 doing right now? He's currently sitting in 6th with a 1:19. I believe we'll definitely see him improve as qualifying goes on. Libido currently with a 1:20. I have no idea why I have not put the speedo and map up, guys. Sorry about that. Oh.
He sadly just spun on the corner.
I'll take that one. We'll call that one commentator's curse.
Starting already. We had quite a few of those last week. And it's very, very close to the top. E-Dog with a 1:17.008 and Marcos with 1:17.087. That's 800ths separating them.
That is incredibly close. And didn't I think each dog didn't he just improve on his last lap? Also, he did have just a little bit more than what he has now, didn't he? I thought he was sitting at about a 1:17.5 or 4.
Oh, he was, yes. Yeah. So yeah, he's putting in the so he's improved his lap by about half a second. Really good going.
And right now we're on Joe Black, who just did 1:20.687. He's just barely 3 seconds off the leader. And I think he also is still finding his groove around this track. For me, this is a really flat track, and it makes all the turns very difficult because you literally have no banking to get any extra grip.
I've been watching that. There's very little camber. It's a very, very flat track.
So who else have we not checked in at the moment? It's like Joe Black still has just a second before he comes across the line. I want to see if he improves, but let's check in on Dutch. He at the moment has our slowest time, but I think he's going to improve. I believe he also is still trying to find his rhythm on the track.
That was definitely an improvement, but I think the time was just loud.
Oh yes, and Joe Black, he was at, I believe, a 1:23 the last lap, and he's improved to a 1:19.68. So he has made a great improvement with that last lap. Just over 2 seconds off the leader.
It's very close, all the way down at the moment, especially at the top. I mean, that's an incredible split.
So we had one getting out of the way to make way for the faster driver. Always nice to see courteous drivers on the track here at Gavra Racing, which, as Toby said earlier, we all try to show each other a lot of respect, and clean driving is at the front of Gavra Racing.
I think the green car is Snaker. I seem to remember him racing in the green car last week. Oh no, I was wrong.
Let's see, who was that in the green car? It's not Rubito, it wasn't. Oh, two cars already fighting for a little bit of position on track. I think that's a little bit of a taste of what we're going to see when the competition really heats up, Toby.
I think you're right. It just doesn't look like there's much room for overtaking into the corners on this track.
There really isn't. In the Clios, we had to do a lot of just put the pressure on and hope they made a mistake. Almost rare. Is he on the rankings? Is he one of our new drivers this evening?
I think he must be a new driver because he's not on the rankings at the moment. So yeah, I know there have been a couple of new drivers coming into the Asian Tour this week. The 8 supercars. Would you like me to go through the driver standings as they currently stand? I've got them in front of me.
Yeah, you can go ahead and go over those if you want to. We'll put up here on News Dog because he has improved once again.
Yes, yeah. Got K-Morse in first position with 54 points, tied with Eve Dog at 54 points. ID4 is in third with 36. Gaming VR in fourth with 30. Joints with Rubito Diaro with 30, and Marcos with also 30. Pete Bibb with 24, Joe Black with 18, Michael with 18, and Dutch Musso with 14. So, tied for 4th, 5th and 6th, as well as 1st and 2nd. Very, very close.
Yes, that is very close. A couple people could stand to really move up, and some really move down. Oh, and it looks like our newcomer rear got a little bit away from him in the last turn. I've tried to drive these cars several times. The fact that these guys do such an amazing job with these cars is very impressive.
They are a handful. As we've seen, watching a few people just losing tail very slightly, but still holding it around the corners. I think it was Joe we were watching earlier, and he pretty much drifted it around one of the corners. I think it was this corner. I know.
Marcos was getting a little bit squirrely there, but did a great job maintaining the car. And we have Cadwell chiming in on the live feed. How you doing, Cadwell? Good to see you on the feed. We are coming down to the last minute and a half of qualifying for these guys.
So I think Joe has decided to sit the rest of the qualifying out, being in pit. I don't think he'll have time to come back out. Get around.
Yep. I believe he must be happy with the time he has, and he should be. He's sitting... Really, that's kind of where I like to sit in the races. You don't have all the pressure of everyone behind you in the first couple turns on the first laps, and you're in a great spot to move up when somebody makes a mistake.
It's yeah, if you can get a good start from that position, you can quite easily capture 2 or 3 places off the line. So it's not a bad place to be at all. And kind of miss out on the spearhead of the first corner, which is always interesting to try and defend from the lead. I haven't been that much recently, but it's a lot of fun, I have to say, being part of these leagues. And yeah, I think we're open for everybody on the PS4. If anybody wants to join us, either join the Discord or send Gavra a message through the website.
And here we are, last few seconds of qualifying. Let's see, see, so we should get our rundown in. Nope, I guess they have 96 seconds to finish going around the track. It looks like most of the guys are gonna be about locked into where they are. Of course, I did just see some change up top. It may have been gaming VR, I think, maybe coming just a little bit, yeah, just slightly faster than Allo Champs.
Between those two. Oh, and Allo Champs just improved, but only by about a tenth. Unfortunately, not quite enough. It's still a tenth off, well, a tenth and a bit off gaming VR's time. Very impressive last few laps.
Oh. Looks like Allo Champs came across that last one with a little bit of damage and managed to improve, so that's very impressive. So who we still have out on track? We still have Mike. There's that beautiful green car. I love that green.
Yep. It's very difficult to miss.
It is hard to
like
miss. And we have Rubito still out on track along with Dutch. Alright, so that should be it if you want to give us our rundown when it comes up.
So first we've got Eve Dog with a 116.180. Second Marcos with a 116.845. Third Gaming VR with 117.637. Then fourth got Alochamp. Fifth ID4. Sixth Snaker. Seventh Almost Rare, one of our new racers. Eighth Michael. Ninth Joe Black. And 10th Rubito Diero. And then 11th we got Dutch.
Go ahead and while I'm thinking about it, get the map and speedo up for you guys, because I personally am very excited to see what these guys are running around this track in these V8 supercars as they all get. I believe they should have about a minute and a half left now to get their nerves together.
Pick up their pit stop strategies and final fuel for the race. Hopefully they won't need to go into the pits.
And
so how many laps have we got for this first race?
they are in for 22 laps on this first race.
We were thinking earlier with the temperatures, they may have opted for the softs.
That's right.
The mediums.
Yes, that's right. We were talking about that. I think it's a good chance that some of these guys have gone for the softs over the mediums or the hards. I believe I would. Or I would be at least willing to give it a shot. Let's see, we should be getting about ready to sink in for our lights any time now. This is always the worst part for me. I'm super nervous, just like the drivers.
It's anticipation of the first quarter, just as real if you're watching the race or in it.
Yeah, it really is, because either way, is you're trying to keep up with everybody that's in the lead and where everybody is. All right, here we go, sinking in. Three reds are green and they're off. Looks like Yezdog has got a good lead, followed by Marcos, Gamer, Alochamps, ID4, Mikey, ID4, Rubio, who's that in the back? It is Almost Rare with, sorry y'all, everybody is moving up so fast I can't keep up with them, but Yezdog has definitely made off and got himself a great lead. Oh,
Yes.
it looks like we might have had Almost Rare, I believe. Lost it on turn 3. Coming out. Little light contact, but it doesn't.
Just slipped through. And Marcos has also slipped through past Steve Dog. I think a small mistake into the corner. Just let the other two sneak on through the inside.
So we currently have Gaming VR, yeah, like you said, has managed to get through, and oh, he almost went too wide, which is really going to open him up for Marcos and Yevzdog to make the return.
Quite close enough to go down the inside. I don't blame him. That would have been a bit of a lunge. Oh no!
And we had a little. Looks like they got loose and lost it and had some contact on the last turn.
I think Marcos put the accelerator on a little bit too quickly coming out of that last corner, and accidentally caught Yevzdog as he was coming out too. Which they're both still up there in 6th and 7th. I think Yevzdog might have taken more damage out of that from a front-on collision side of Marcos's car. Might have some aero damage.
As these guys are really not letting each other go halfway through turn 2. That was an amazing first lap. Everybody's super tight. I would not have wanted to get in the middle of that pack, Toby. That would have been way too much pressure for them.
I think there was a lot of pressure coming out of that last corner. It's very good racing from them all. Ran that first lap, nip and tuck.
Yeah, you're right. Yevzdog has definitely got him some front aero damage. Hopefully, I'm really hoping his suspension isn't giving him any trouble. The fact that he's got it looks like the damage he's got, he's holding on to 7th is extremely impressive. But he has Joe Black not far behind him, who is going to be looking to capitalize on any mistakes that he does.
Yevzdog has decided to stay out despite the damage.
We've got a constant battle going on for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th at the moment.
Training them from 1st to 6th. Maybe 7th actually, yeah, 1st to 7th.
Yeah, usually at this point in the race you start getting a little bit of a comfort room within the pack to drive without quite so much pressure, but these guys are not letting each other go. Oh, as we have, I believe that's ID4, got a little bit wide. Managed to keep good control of his car though, from what it looked like.
That was a fast exit of the corner. Easily lost that on grass, but he didn't. So very good catching.
Let's check on these guys a little bit farther back. Got Marcos trying to close up on the back of. Oh, we just had a pass. I believe it was Mike got by Marcos.
It might have been Gaming VR, because Gaming VR was in 1st and he's now dropped back to 6th. So possibly made a mistake on one of those corners. It's a similar colour car to the car that was going slow, I'm not entirely sure. It's given Alechamp the lead. Snake are pretty close behind. They're putting a bit of pressure on. Just looking down the time to see where the other close fights are, and we've definitely got a close fight between Marcos and Michael. Marcos has just got by. It looks like Yevzdog, ID4 and Gaming VR have also.
It looks like, let's see here, Snaker is it's not quite within range of him. Yevzdog, I believe, he's also getting close.
Snaker's got it down under a second now, and he's he's got back a little bit still.
Dutch was also right there on someone's tail, getting close to be able to make a move, and it looks like he had a little trouble coming around that last turn as well. The trend I'm seeing is small mistakes and some really big position changes with these guys.
I was just thinking the same. They're all so close that any minor error just allows 2 or 3 cars to come past you. That's a really nice call from Rubito.
Really putting the pressure on, I believe that's almost rare.
It is, yes. Yep.
Oh, and it looks like it put the pressure on him worked, as almost rare did go wide, unfortunately.
A bit of pressure just pushed him out onto the grass, and then there was very little he could do.
But we have Huge Dog is steady moving up the pack despite the damage to his car.
It's now up for 5th, in front of Gaming. I don't think Gaming does have any damage. I think it was just a mistake from him.
Which, yeah, it seems like it's very easy to do around this track. It looks like if they get on the power just a little too early, then it very quickly results in a spin out for them.
I've seen quite a few cars snaking out of the corners.
Snaker is bouncing back and forth between 1 and 2 seconds behind Aloe Champs. He's trying to reel him on in. He keeps it up. He keeps on the runs he's doing. I believe he'll do it.
He's definitely not giving Aloe Champs much breathing room. But behind him, I think we've got Marcos catching up a little bit. Still a couple of seconds behind.
I believe he's still about 1.5 seconds, almost 2 seconds out from him. Let's see, we have Huge Dog, who's now just under about 1 second from ID4. He's kind of bouncing back and forth. He's going back and forth between about 1.5 seconds and 1/2 second. Definitely plenty close enough to really put some pressure on. Have as soon as I put a commentator's curse completely there, I take full responsibility on that one. I was just going back to say how he was really close to Joe Black and Mike could reel him in.
Beta didn't quite have enough. He wasn't quite close enough to capitalise on that, but it's definitely brought him much closer.
Yeah, if he keeps it up, he's just, let's see, what do we have? He's about 1.5 seconds out from him. So he just closes up, and there he is closing on up to, out of the second range. He's also bouncing back and forth. Oh, we've got 2 side by side.
I think that's Eve Dog. Has just got past ID4. Has he made it stick?
Oh, yes, he has.
Yep.
Very nicely done. Great competition out of both of those guys going side by side through the turns and holding.
Now we've got. Oh, that is still Gaming VR and right behind ID4.
This is definitely the heated battle at the moment, guys. These three are really gonna put it on each other coming around the track.
I think Gaming VR looked at the lunge back then and just ID4 closed it down. He did a very good job breaking out of that last minute. I mean, ID4 was perfectly entitled to defend as he did, but that was very, very nice racing from both of them.
Yeah, Gaming VR is really looking for an opportunity, any kind of open door. He can get his nose in there to take advantage of the situation. Like I said, ID4 is doing a fantastic job of keeping him fended off, which is allowing Yev's Dog to steady increase his lead on both of them.
It is. You've got about a 2 second gap now. I think it is all because ID4 and Gaming VR are constantly poking at each other, which is great to see. ID4's got a little bit of breathing room now, but late break here.
I think with these guys right now, it's all down to who's going to crack under the pressure first. Because they're both phenomenal drivers. They've got their cars sticking to the track fantastically. Let's check in on that. Oh yeah, there we go. We have Mike is right on the back of Joe, looking to make him a move at any time now.
Putting pressure on.
Joe doing a fantastic job of keeping him fended off. It almost seems if the guy in front can just maintain his line and not push too hard, then it almost seems like a lot of the guys behind them are making some of the mistakes, trying to get a little anxious to get around him.
I think you're right, and I think that's why U-Dog pulled away from ID4, because ID4 realised that all he needed to do is make his car as wide as possible and just keep the cars behind and behind. I think Joe is doing the same.
Yeah, no, now that you say it, yeah, Joe is actually doing a fantastic job of making his car extremely wide down the track. Now that you've pointed it out, I can see it plain as day. He is doing a great job at keeping Mike right behind him where he wants him.
ID4 and Gaming are definitely having a battle up in front of them. They keep on switching back and forth.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a couple of groups battling each other all the way to the end as we're getting close to halfway. We're on lap 10 of 22. Let's check it on the front. Oh, great time to check on the front as they're side by side down the straight.
These two are really not letting each other have any breathing room whatsoever.
No, they really are not. It looks like they are laying all of it on the line.
I think Snaker just made a mistake out of that corner, which allowed Marcos to get through.
Yeah, yep. Snaker, look, I guess you saw it better than I did. It looked like maybe his rear end got loose on him.
I think he put the accelerator on a little bit too quickly, which put him out onto the grass. But he held it very nicely. He managed to keep the pace from U-Dog. He was catching him very, very quickly.
I was fixing to say, it looks like U-Dog is really starting to sneak up behind him now.
I think he might have been holding position.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think U-Dog might have been holding position and just taking it carefully with that damage he's got. But when he sniffed the chance, I think he's put a foot down and closed that gap, because he really has closed that gap.
Yeah, he really is putting the pressure on him and closing that gap, like you said. It's not going to be long, I don't think, before he makes a move. Hopefully he'll hold off. I want to check in on these guys real quick. They're staying very close. Of course, like we said, Joe's still doing a phenomenal job of keeping him fended off. Joe is not going to come off of that 7th place, as I believe something happened up front that I did miss because I changed the camera. So we now have U-Dog in 3rd. Yeah, U-Dog has moved up to 3rd.
No, U-Dog was already in front of ID4, I think. He was chasing... oh, no, you're right.
Wasn't he chasing ID4 and Gamer, I believe?
No, I think he had actually already got past. I think he was chasing Snaker. I think, but I'm not sure whether... I think you might be right. He might have increased his position.
There's something happened. We've definitely had some position change because we now have Joe up from 7th into 6th. I believe it was okay.
So Marcos. Marcos was in
2nd, wasn't he?
2nd, I believe, chasing Snaker. I think he just got past Snaker, and yeah, he's now back in 9th. So I think he must have Must have gone off the track at some point.
Oh, that's a tough break for him. He was having a fantastic run tonight with holding on to the second place. Maybe he'll...
As we were speaking, Eve Dog actually did manage to get past Snaker. Snaker has got back.
But our leader, Aloe Champs, I think he is very secure. He looks like he has, well, he's got a almost 11-second lead, so he can relax a little bit, and as long as he doesn't take it too easy, he has got first all the way.
You're right. Looks like he's keeping his lap steady. Pretty much keeping it 11 seconds. And I think Snaker has just got back past Gaming VR.
Gaming VR managing to stay right behind him, though. Maybe we'll get to see him make a move here in just a second. Let me check in on Joe and Rubito. Rubito is really getting close to the back of Joe. Joe did a fantastic job of fending off, I believe it was Caleb. So he's on back.
Close races up and down the field. Though some of them seem to have spaced out a little bit, and I think...
Gaming VR going through the pit. He doesn't have damage. He couldn't possibly need tires yet, could he?
I didn't see him having a drive-through, but he appears to be changing tires. Or maybe he was filling up.
He must have accumulated enough maybe for a drive-through.
I think that must be what it was.
Which is really going to hurt his race. Which has opened up. So now Joe Black has now moved up into fifth.
We're still eagerly followed by Rubito.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what goes on with these two as this goes on, because Joe has already proven today that he is not letting go of his position, and he's not going to hand over his spot. He's not going to let you by. He's going to fight you tooth and nail. Like you pointed out, he's great at making that car super wide. But these, I believe,
nice because...
Oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that the track lends itself to just taking your own line and just keeping that car behind you. But just looking up and down the time screens, it looks like everybody has actually separated out a little bit. This is the biggest battle we've got going on now.
Yeah, it really is, because Aloe Champs has managed to run off with almost a 12-second lead now. He's steady, getting a little farther and farther. And ID4 is still also about 11 seconds behind Eve's Dog, with Snaker about 3 seconds behind him. Joe with, I believe, about almost 11 seconds behind him. And of course we know Rubito is going nowhere. He is all over Joe.
One view, it looks like Marcos is using their battle to catch up a little bit. He's taken quite a bit out of both of them in the last couple of laps. Wow, that was a good lap. He did a 1:17.3 last lap, which compared to Rubito's 1:22 explains why he's coming onto the back of him quite so quickly. And he really is.
He really is, and he was on down at 9th, so he was at the front, he's fallen all the way back, and he is making a fantastic comeback.
What a shame. I think that was Joe who just accelerated a little bit too much out of the corner. He hasn't lost too much though, but Marcos has taken that opportunity to get back past both of them.
Marcos really capitalized on that fantastically. himself back up into fifth.
117.4. Not only incredibly fast, but very consistent too.
Yeah, he currently has the fastest lap on track. Allo Champs is about 2 seconds slower than him. And I believe Marcos's qualifying time was a 1:17 something. So the fact that it's this far into the race and he's pulling out qualifying time says a lot about his determination to get back up to the front of the pack.
He is definitely a man on a mission. I think the fastest qualifying lap was 1:16. It was either 1:16 dead or 1:16.5. So during the race, on lap 14, lap 16 even, doing a lap that was only 1 second behind the fastest qualifying time.
Of course, Joe is not letting Rubito go. He is bound determined to take his position back there with they have, I believe, 6 laps left, so he's got the time to do it.
And another 1:17.5 from Marcos. It's half a tenth off his previous lap.
He has really, either he's saved it big time for right here at the end of the race, or he is really pulling the rabbit out of the hat, guys.
I think that might be the rabbit out of the hat. Because even Allo-Champ up in front is only doing 120. But then, as we were saying earlier, he may well be taking it a little bit easier than the Gavra, of course.
Well, you're in charge of the chat party, so you get to pick who you invite for our mid-race interview. But I have to say, I think Marcos, if he is one of them that is on the list to be interviewed, I think he may be the one to do.
I'll just have a quick look at the Discord, see whether anybody has actually volunteered. I might just try and invite somebody.
And of course, somehow I missed Joe getting around Rubito. Joe has managed to go back up to 6th place. That is fantastic, Joe. I kind of wish I had Joe Black's stats here. I think I covered him on the Clash of Clans. If I remember right, he is a very experienced driver and has been with Gavra Racing for quite some time. Marcos is getting really close to the back of Snaker. Oh, it's Snaker looks like got a little wide, and there it is. He opened up the opportunity.
Snaker was just trying to defend a little bit too hard on that one.
That is
great overtake from Marcos.
Yeah, that turn is a very hard one to get right, much less try to defend someone that is coming up on the back of you like Marcos is doing. I can't imagine what he looks like in the rearview mirror coming up on you. He has to be a little dot, you look down, and then all of a sudden, he's there.
The speed he's going, I think you're probably right. Tiny little dot, and then all of a sudden, right on your tail. The lap before this was 1:17.3.
So he did slow down a few seconds on his last lap, but we've got Gaming VR has managed to catch back up a little bit here.
I think the slower last lap was because he was behind Snaker for a bit of it. And Snaker was defending, I believe. Oh, Gaming going down the inside. Has he made it stick? He has.
And Gaming VR actually has the current fastest lap at the moment with a 1:18.8. Followed by Mike with a 1:19. Oh, I hate to see him going through the pit. He was coming back up through there.
I think Marcus has just got past ID4 as well.
Yes, I believe he did. close is he?
Now back up into third, ninth.
I don't think we're going to see him catch Yevsdog. Yevsdog has still got about a 17-second lead. Joe is now...
He's running very good.
Joe has now moved back up into fifth. Gaming VR has moved back up into sixth with Revito back in seventh. Snaker must have lost it somewhere. He has fallen all the way back to eighth, which I hate to see. He has also been having a fantastic race. Yeah, Toby, it is extremely hard to keep up with the position changes in this race.
There are a lot of changes going on. And they're all very, very tight still. 3 seconds between 5th, 6th and 7th.
And we will have a few penalties to come into play at the finish. So far we have, I don't know how much penalties they have acquired, but we have ID4 has some penalty. Gaming VR has a little bit of a penalty. Snaker might be trying to get rid of some of his penalties. It looks like he may have caught a pit through. And we also have Dutch has a little bit of a penalty. If I remember right, the race director for this track is extremely brutal. He does not like it if you do anything.
From my experience of Project Cars 2, he's pretty brutal on every track. I think that's one of the beauties of it, but also, what a shame, Dutch.
He was on a good run too. And we are fixing to have, I believe, Allo Champs will be... Here he is, we have Allo Champs. He's going to be a solid for first. And unless we have any other battles come up, I'm going to stick with Allo Champs on his final lap, because he has deserved it.
I will keep an eye on timing. I think you're right. He's definitely, he is 14 seconds ahead of people now, 15. One last thing I was going to say about the race director is I think even in the race last night there were 2 drive-throughs.
I believe there were a few drive-throughs last night. The fact that Marcos has managed to go from second to the back and has battled his way all the way back up to third is incredible.
He's having an incredible race.
Yeah, he has got to be very, very happy with himself.
He's closed down the time to Evedog a little bit. There's still 10 seconds, so he's not going to catch him, but he's even closed down that gap.
And I believe he was, didn't I say a second ago that he couldn't, there was no way of him catching him because he was almost 15 or 16 seconds behind? I think that's what I said.
I think, yeah.
And there we are. Allo Champs has won the race. He is our leader.
That
Great
was an
job,
absolutely brilliant
Allo
race to
Champs.
watch.
And here we have Yevsdog has also had a phenomenal race. He also went to the back and came back to the front.
Marcus in third, who really has had a phenomenal race. Right from the back, back into third. And what I was trying to get out was, I was also trying to say that, was I think just the line, or just 2 seconds ago, we had Gaming VR go past ID4.
But yeah, these two are really, I thought they were going to battle it out all the way to the line. They were definitely thinking about battling out on the last turn. Well, these two both have penalties. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait till the final count to see what exactly who places where. So we've got Joe coming across the line.
Penalties.
So if you want to give us our rundown as soon as there it is.
Okay. Allo Champ in first. Which was a great race. Evedog second, Marcos third, Gaming VR fourth, ID4 in fifth, Joe Black in sixth, Rubito Dioro in seventh, Michael in 8th, Dutch Musso in 9th, Snaker in 10th, and then in last is Almost Rare. But for his first race, a very good showing.
Yep, and I meant to say something earlier, but the points leader, K-Morse, was not in the race tonight. So maybe Almost Rare is replacing him, or he could be a new driver. I'm really not sure.
I wonder.
Well, y'all,
Yes.
we're gonna have the drivers get a short break, and I believe Toby is gonna try to get us someone on here for a mid-race interview out of one of these guys.
I'll try and see whether I can get Marcos, Alichamp, or Eve Dog. Bear with me a couple of seconds. I'm a little bit.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Useless.
And while you do all that, I am gonna do a quick advertisement for Gavra Racing. Everybody watching, obviously, the competition here at Gavra Racing is extremely high, as you could see on the track today. All the drivers do their best to drive extremely clean. If you want to check it out and try to get involved, you can check it out on the website at gavraracing.altavista.org. There is also a Discord channel link at the bottom of the webpage that our man Sig made for us. And we are steady having more and more people join up and more going on the Discord. We will be having our next season of races to start, I believe, the 1st of September, along with a new academy. So if you're a new driver, a lot of us here have gone through the academy. I was one of them. I highly recommend it. And just all you have to do is send Gavra a message and he'll get back to you pretty quick.
I've sent a few invites, but at the moment, we got Alichamp, the victor in the last race. Is your chat set to allow?
Oh yeah, we got him on here. We can hear him.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic race. I think you were 14 seconds ahead in the end. The first couple of laps were very tight, and it was great racing from all of you actually. And Marcus was doing some very fast laps, but then you were too.
Well,
I said you were putting in some very fast laps too, and obviously you had that gap up in front to just be able to relax a little bit. Yeah, I don't know whether you actually could or not.
well, Outlaw Champs, we don't want to keep you. It looks like you're fixing to get ready for a very fast 5-minute qualifying. We appreciate you joining us on here.
Thank you very much, and good luck in the next race. Thank you.
All right, so we are down 5-minute qualifying. That is really going to put the pressure on these guys.
It's nice to hear from the leader of the last race. I didn't actually realise we'd gone into qualifying.
I think they they kind of rushed the mid-race break on through a little fast, but we got to hear a few quick words out of our race leader for the last race. And of course, just like Used Dog is going to be the first out on track.
So, how many laps is this second race?
The second race will be 11 laps. And we do have a comment on the Facebook from Christopher that says he couldn't hear Aloe Champs. If y'all couldn't, then we really are sorry about that. We may have had some of our party settings wrong, but I think we had them all right.
Basically, what he was saying was that he felt he had a really good race, and he was also saying that he felt that he wasn't the fastest on track, but basically that he had a sufficient of a lead to be able to keep out in front. I think that was really pretty much the gist of what he was saying. Sorry you couldn't hear that, but and we got a comment from Cadwell as well about what a good race it was in the last one. And I totally agree. That was an absolutely brilliant race. There was so much action. I have to admit, I went quiet a couple of times because I was just so focused on the on-track action that I couldn't remember to actually talk.
And it looks like we already had one getting a little loose, trying to get in this fast qualifying. Rovito's going to give us a little drift action there, I believe. Oh, so I'm not sure who that was behind him, but they were also going to give us some drift action around the track.
Not sure who that was, I have to admit, I didn't see. But I think the problem that they're having is that it's taking a couple of laps to get the tyres warm, which of course they don't really have in this session.
No, they should have their out lap, and if they're really fast, they will have 2 laps to set a time, which can be very difficult on all these guys.
Some controlled drifting going on from Marcos in some of the corners, but although Eve Dog with a 1:16.9, ID4, Aloe Champ bringing it up in second with a 1:18. What about ID4? Vito with a 1:20. ID4 into third.
Just as soon as Rubito put his time in, Aloe Champs came right back and kind of took it away from him there.
It is. And Marcos straight in the middle of all of them with a 1:17.
And just that fast, before you even know it, we are down to 45 seconds for these guys left. And then a couple of them, hopefully, will get a chance to finish their last lap. Yeah, Used Dog, I believe, once again setting the fastest qualifying lap so far.
He did, but Gavra just pressing a pretty good time with the 1:17, taking him from without time up to third.
Which if he can end up sitting right there, I'm sure he will be extremely pleased to start so far in the front. We have Snaker. Snaker has yet to set a time.
Should have time to do a lap, as long as he's on a lap at the moment.
As long as he can manage to not pick up a track limit penalty, he should manage to at least get a time in, which in 5 minutes can be very difficult to do.
Vito's just putting back up into fifth.
Oh, and Snaker
And he managed to get a time in.
managed to move up into ninth with 123. Which, let's see, is Joe still out there? Maybe Joe's coming across. Come on, Joe, you can improve just a little. And he did.
Oh,
great job, Joe. Put himself into a nice sitting ninth place. Not far from where he was last time. You can definitely look at the times. We don't have as many 117s and 18s, so I think it's definitely safe to say that it's harder on the cooler track, or within the 5 minutes to get a good qualifying lap. If you...
It definitely is. Yep, I shall do. Eve Dog in first again with a 1:16.072, which I believe is 1/100th of a second behind his last lap. Oh, in front of maybe. Marcos with a 1:17.485, Gaming with 1:17.672, followed up by Alasham, Roberto Diero, Dutch Musso. Wait until Dutch Musso in 6th, ID4 in 7th, Michael in 8th, Joe Black in 9th, Snaker in 10th, and almost something, I can't remember what the second part is, I do apologise for that, in 11th. What is his name?
It is Almost Rare.
Almost Rare, that's it.
I should be able to remember that. It's actually one of the easiest names out of all the guys on here.
I was going to say Almost Race, but I thought, no, better to say you don't know than you get it wrong.
Alright. So I know on this second race last night for the GT3, this 2-minute break that you get in between qualifying and the race went by way too fast. So I'm just going to assume that these guys also are enjoying their quick little 2-minute break immensely.
I'm not sure whether it's actually, well, it allows you to lose some of the nerves or lets them build up. But I do admit, the last night in the second race, I was pretty nervous going into it.
Christopher
but,
D.
like
Clark.
every race I've had so far. Yep. Sorry?
Oh, I was going to say, on the live feed, Christopher D. Clark says that was my best lap ever. So I'm going to assume Christopher is one of our drivers tonight. I'm not sure which one. I'm guessing it's one of them that put in a really good time, though. I believe, yep, we're syncing up. 4 reds, green, and once again, Hughes Dog is taking off with Marcos right behind him, and Gamer, Alochamps, Rubio, Dutch, ID4, Snaker, Joe. Oh, we had one, looks like we had somebody get off. Oh, little turn to contact, which has really let Hughes Dog really get out in the front.
I think Alasham was involved, slowed down by it, which allowed Joe to get through up into 4th.
Oh, we also had somebody coming into the hairpin. Yeah, for me, this last race, the sprint, is a lot more intense. I think everybody's trying to push a whole lot harder. They feel better about the track, feel better about the car. Last night, like with the GT3s with you, Toby, the second race, I felt much more confident about how close I could get with everybody else. Is that similar with you?
Yeah, very, very much so. It's I mean, there was quite a bit of tight racing in the first one between Duke and Gaming VR, who's also racing in the GT3. But yes, in the second one, that tight racing was even tighter. It was, and I think we all made it through, which was good.
So we've got a couple of cars, looks like carrying a good bit of damage. I really hope Almost Rares, I hope it's all cosmetic on all these guys. I hate to think any of these guys are battling some messed up suspension.
That's a real shame. I've just noticed some time screens. I think Marcos got slowed down by the collisions in the first corner. It put him back down into 11th, unfortunately, and I thought he might be racing back up through, but it looks like he has retired, unfortunately.
It looked like
somebody else would have done.
almost had it up the inside, but it looks like he might be battling some suspension damage. It looked like the curb kind of hooked him and pulled him right on off. These guys are not willing to let each other go at the moment. Snaker is really poking Gaming VR and looking to make his move. Gaming VR trying to hold on to it down the inside, and he does.
I think Gaming was a little bit wide, which stopped Snaker, which just blocked Snaker that little bit to stop him from going through. And he wasn't alongside, so perfectly legitimate move, but as we say now, Snaker held it very well.
But it's definitely cost him from being so close from making a move on Gamer. I believe we'll see Gamer making a move on Dutch here very long. He almost had it down the inside right there. Yeah, Gaming VR is really trying out Dutch to see where he can get a spot at.
A little bit of an option there going into the next corner. I think he's got a better run in this very small straight. Dutch went a little bit wide, unfortunately. I don't think there was any contact at all. I don't think. I mean, didn't have a great angle, but
it did look like there was. It looked like Gaming VR just did a great job of keeping Dutch forced to the outside, and he hit the brakes a little too late. And here's our last race winner, Allochamps, really sneaking up on the back of Joe here. And hopefully Joe can do just as good as he did last time at fending off the people behind him. If so, I believe Allochamps is going to have a hard time getting around him.
Lapping at very similar times at the moment. The hottest one at the moment. And Joe doing a very good job keeping ahead. Consistent driving.
Yeah, it is. It can't be easy to have Allochamps behind you. The pressure of that has got to be immense.
Just the thought that you've got the previous race winner behind you is surely enough to let that pressure build up. So, might be close enough, but he's not quite. I think that was the gap between the entire lap.
Yeah, so if all Joe needs to do is just hold on to it. As soon as I went to say it, he almost left the door open for Allochamps there.
It is, and he might have... Ooh! Gap closed very quickly, and Allochamps was wise to let it go.
It looks like Allochamps is really wanting to make the move. But I believe he is also one of the extremely experienced drivers in Gavra Racing, so I don't think we have to worry about him being too ambitious.
Really very, very little Brimstone taking this track. This is great because you see a bumped gearbox action like this. Oh, and he's got himself alongside, but I don't think this next corner is...
Oh, and they both went a little bit wide. Joe is just not giving Allochamps anything.
I think he saw Allochamps running a bit wide there and just went with this.
Oh, as we have somebody spun out and put it in the wall. Oh, I believe that was Mike. It's a shame to see him. He's been having a good race tonight, I think.
He has. In that first race, he was very on pace. I think unfortunately he might even retire from that one. This battle is incredible. I think Alichamp is just trying to ramp up that pressure, but Joe is not cracking.
No, he is not. Joe is really not folding under the pressure at all.
I think he just got a little bit of a breather room too there. Alichamp having a little wiggle on the way out of that corner.
I want to check in. Hopefully these guys won't make a big move. I want to check in real fast with ID4 and Vito. Vito is getting pretty close to ID4. Not quite yet. I'm going to go back to Joe and Alichamp. So I'm really scared these two are going to make the move without us seeing it.
It's Alichamp, sorry, it's Eve Dog in this race that's got himself out a 16-second gap. As I said, ID4 is very, very closely.
Alichamp has got the run.
I don't think he's got quite enough to actually make it past beforehand.
Oh, this is going to come down to just sheer nerve.
Wow.
Oh, Alochamp's had to back out just a little bit. Obviously, Joe had more nerve going into turn one.
I think he did. Joe, I saw Joe go out that bit wider and into the corner. I assumed to give himself that extra bit of braking into the corner so he could brake a bit deeper and just get his car in front for the actual corner. Very nice racing from both of them.
I think that right there was a fantastic example of the talent of the drivers here in Gavra Racing. I mean, for those two to come into that turn like that and the way they went through there was fantastic.
Neither of them were giving it up.
No, they gave up.
At all.
Oh, no, they did not. They didn't give up anything.
Certainly Joe won that corner, but Alichamp is not giving him an inch.
Oh,
no.
Oh, Alichamp was trying to go for the switchback, but didn't quite pull it off.
Joe covered it.
But that's a great display of sportsmanship at that moment. Alichamp could have came right on around Joe once he bumped him, but he did not. He stayed right there in his spot. It's always great to see fantastic sportsmanship.
It's a very courteous way of doing things.
And there it is. Joe made a slight mistake and he opened it up for Alichamp. I'm sorry, Toby. They were going at it. I couldn't help it.
This is far more important.
Joe got wide. Alichamp just managed to hang on to it, and Gamer VR has capitalized on both of them.
But Joe came back on track in front of Alo. But you're right, Gamer did manage to get through.
Yeah, that was incredible right there. Great by Gaming VR to manage to hang on to it and get right on by both of them.
Yeah, and I don't really know how Joe managed to get back on track in front of Alo. Somehow he did. Oh no! Clipped the grass on the way into the corner and had a little bit of a spin.
And I believe
that also allowed Snaker through. But great job from Snaker, keeping close enough to actually capitalise on an opportunity like that.
And I believe Snaker had gone, didn't he go back to the end of the pack at the first of the race and has now managed to battle himself almost up to halfway, so phenomenal comeback.
I don't think he had as good a qualifying in this session as he did in the first. I think he qualified in 7th-ish. I'm not sure, I might be wrong on that one. But I think you're right, I think he did go quite far back, so he's definitely made his way back up.
While they're coming down, I want to give our leader a little bit of attention, who has gone off and stole the second race. I mean, he didn't give anybody anything. He stole it right from the start. Just walked off, left everybody, said, "This is mine. I will see y'all tomorrow."
22-second gap now.
And he has 2 laps left, so all he has to do is take it easy and keep it on track, and he has this win all day. ID4 does not quite have it as easy. He's got Ravito right behind him, about 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, as I think, oh, I thought I saw a gamer in the background get a little squirrely out of that last turn.
No, I think that was Joe. He just dropped back down into 7th,
Oh,
which is now
not Joe.
Snaker. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is now Snaker and Alasham passing by.
And
Alasham very much on Snaker's tail.
So we could see a last-minute battle out of these two here. 'Cause I'm sure,
Certainly could.
I'm sure Alochamps wants to make him a good comeback. With winning the first race, I think I would have desperately want.
Going around the outside into the inside of the next corner, and he's made it stick.
That was a great
Snaker
example
saw
of
him on
good
the
track
inside.
position right there.
Very much so. And Snaker saw him on the inside and realised he couldn't turn in. So he just had to give him space.
Let's see, where
Wow,
is
that's a really
his
good
dog?
setup to overtake there.
His dog is on his last lap. He's still got a little while, so I'm going to keep a check in on some of the other guys.
I do think that ID4 Ravito race is pretty close at the moment. About a second in it.
If ID4 makes just a slight mistake, he's going to have Ravito right up on him and probably taking that second position spot.
ID4 has had a very consistent race all the way through.
Same with these two. I think we're just going to be down to if the pressure makes a mistake. I really don't. Here we go. We got our winner coming around for the last turn. He's going to take a very well-deserved win with almost a 30-second lead. That is
Very nice race, Eve Dog.
That is a great job. Yep. Got his lights on to show off for us. And let's see, we should be getting close to ID. Where is ID4? Nope.
Last couple of corners. The last corner even. Oh, I think Ravito might have. He has. I saw him get onto the grass, and that grass appears to be lethal out of that last corner.
It really is. I hope he hurries up and manages to stay in front of Gamer. We got a ID4 has a good solid second. Oh, good. Ravito manages to hold on to his third. I was really worried he wasn't. We got Gamer, Gaming VR, and fourth, and we're gonna have a little bit of change up. It looks like Alochamps is trying to get across the line. I think everybody might be getting a little too excited right there at the line.
Right. I think it's far enough away from the line. There's enough
We got Joe Black to come across the line.
Unfortunately,
Dutch. We had a few penalties, so the change-up is going to be a change-up. If you want to give us the rundown.
So in first we have Eve Dog, second ID4, and third Ravito. Great podium, guys, and great race. Fourth we got Gaming VR, fifth Alochamp, sixth Snaker, seventh Joe Black, eighth Dutch Musso, ninth Almost Rare, and 10th Michael. Then in 11th we got Marcos, who unfortunately retired. Michael also retired. So Almost Rare had a 2-second penalty. Joe had a 1-second penalty, but I don't think that wouldn't have changed any positions between them. Snaker had a 2-second penalty, but I think he was also far enough front that didn't make any difference either. I think that was all for penalties, but a brilliant race.
Yes.
Both of them were incredible.
Yeah, it is great to see these guys throw these V8 supercars around this track, and they handle them like bosses.
They really do, because they're not the easiest cars to drive at all. In fact, I think they're one of the most difficult in the game.
No, they really are. And did you want to see if we could get someone else in here for a end of race interview?
I will give it a go. I tried with Eve Dog and Marcos in the first one, so they got invites, so they can join if they would like. But is there anybody else that you could suggest for me to attempt to get in here?
Well, if we send too many out, we run the risk of too many people trying to come in at once.
Yeah. I'll send another to Eve Dog, see whether I can get him to join. Obviously, as our race winner, that'll be quite nice. But not sure. The invite is out. Just thinking, maybe I might send another one out.
And
no, Eve Dog is disconnected, so we won't be getting him in. And shall we try and get ID4? Oh no, ID4 said that he wasn't available this week. Would be in future ones. We could try and get a gaming VR. I shall give that a go.
Yep. I didn't know if you had ever got with him or not, or I don't know if you ever tried Dutch or not.
I could give Dutch a go, yeah.
Which Dutch was talking to us on the live feed, so maybe he knows we're going to try to get him in here.
I will send him a quick invite. My live feed, unfortunately, is not very quick, so I'm not getting. Hello, Dutch. How are you?
Hello.
Very, very good races from you in both sessions tonight.
Yeah, to me the second race was quite a bit better than the first, but yeah.
Well, I have to say, Dutch, that first race you went from, I believe, second to last, and then all the way back up to second and third. So I can't tell you how impressed I was with that.
Thanks. But yeah, that second race that second race of qualifying went just a lot better. For some reason I had absolutely no grip with the car in the first qualifying, but the second qualifying just stuck. And I obviously got P6 then, and obviously that first lap collision, I got hit from behind and then into the other guys. Got suspension damage, so I couldn't race too well for the rest of the race. So.
Oh, you actually had suspension damage, did you? I did. I have to admit, I did see your jump up in the second qualifying. Up to 6. That was very impressive. I did notice that. I didn't realise we were wondering whether you might have had some damage. That's a shame. To hear that, because it does put a bit of a damper on your race.
So, Dutch, I'd have to check my records. Have you been with Gavra Racing, or are you a new racer with us?
Sorry, my controller's just died, but I do commentaries on LMP2, but I haven't actually raced here, so this is my first actual sort of season. But I thought it would be fun because it's in the summer and.
Oh well, I'm glad to see you join up. I believe Fan of Balls is also one that was like you. He commentated for a season or two before he actually joined up and started racing. So it's great to see you on here and racing. I hope you enjoy it.
Thanks, and I hope you enjoy commentating then, and racing obviously, because I think you're in the GT3s.
Yes.
Yeah, we both are. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, fun with that then.
Oh.
But no. But how are you finding racing as opposed to commentary? Are you enjoying it and getting the feel of it?
I quite like racing. I do a bit of it in my free time. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not that great, but obviously practice makes perfect. So.
It's all about the experience on track, and to be honest with you,
Yeah.
tonight you really showed that you've got the pace. So yeah, as you said, it's just getting that experience on track. But no, you're doing really well.
Yeah, I think you'd have a hard time convincing the other racers that you aren't very good with that first race. And yeah, like I said, at the end of the race, you were running some of your absolute fastest times, and the headway you were making on those guys with that comeback was absolutely insane.
Thanks. Well, I pitted in somewhere in the middle of the race, and obviously new tires, because in the middle of the race my tires just dropped down quite a bit. So I thought I'd pit and then just get going again.
We did see you pits, and we weren't sure whether it was for tyres or whether you might have gotten drive-through. So I'm glad to hear it was for tyres, because that's strategic. So yeah, no, good job. It's, both races were absolutely brilliant to watch. I mean, really brilliant. I couldn't even think of what to say for a few minutes because I was just so focused on the on-track action.
Yeah, so I'd like to ask if you have a particular driver yet in the V8 Supercar League that you already view as a rival.
Well, in last race I was pretty close to Joe Black, so I thought maybe he would be a sort of rival. But in practice, we were level pegging as well, so I thought, that's definitely my rival. And in the first race, I think he did a fair bit better than me in the beginning, and in the second race, I don't know where he was, but I think he might be someone to gun for, and then I don't know who is slightly better than him, but we'll have to see next race.
I think it's really nice and close between you all, actually. That's why the racing is so great. It really is. And I do agree with you. I did see you having some very close racing with Joe in the first race, as in the first round last week. No, the week before that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. I think he's definitely a good target, because today's race he was doing, the second one particularly, he was doing really, really well. In fact, my memory's not that great and I can't remember where he finished, but I think he either finished just in front or just behind Alisham, who was obviously the winner in the first race. So yeah, he had a really good second race.
Well, I believe that's it for me. I don't really have any more questions. Toby, do you have anything else for me?
I think we've had a good chat, and yeah, no, thank you very much for joining us, Dutch.
Okay, no problem. Well, good night.
All right.
Yeah, good night.
Thanks.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Well, all right, everyone. That concludes this week's broadcast of the V8 Supercars, and I hope y'all join us next week. I'll have to look. I believe we may be at Bathurst next week. I need to look at the schedule and see.
I'm not sure either.
I'm probably actually wrong.
I know, I think you're right. I did have a look last week, and I think you're right. Yeah, another incredible round, and I've really enjoyed it again. And next round is Sakito GP.
Oh, so it is okay. It's not the Bathurst. I think the Bathurst will be the last round of the season.
Bathurst, yes, closes out the summer league.
Yeah. All right. So once again, everybody, you like the show? You want to give the racing a shot here in Gavra Racing? The website is gavraracing.altavista.org. You can send Gavra a message. Sorry, y'all. He'll get right back to you. We do have a new academy that will be starting up soon, along with the next season. Please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And just from me, thank you, Toby, the racers, and
thank you very much.
And a huge thanks to Gavra.
It's been brilliant, and Gavra does a fantastic job in putting this all on. So thank you very much, Gavra, and thank you all for joining us. It's been another exceptional pair of races.